Hello, this is the TradeSite Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 3rd of April, 2016, ending Friday, the 8th. Hope you had a good trading week. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Sold off fairly sharply this week overall. Decent movement for a couple of days. We'll look at the intra-week action in a moment. Let's go through the pairs on the daily charts first, see if we've got any signals to worry about. We are now 8 bars up towards the seeker sell signal. Remember, the last one was back in February at 13. Right at the start of February, that led to a decline in the market. So we are 8, and it could be, doesn't have to be consecutive days, so probably won't be this week, but maybe the week after, potentially, a new sell signal on the euro dollar. The pound dollar has been fairly flat lately, actually, straight sideways since January for the most part. One move up and one move down. Neither one led to much. Stuck between two static trend lines. Here's the Aussie dollar, made a move on that breakout over 0.7400. Pound yen also very flat. Notice this one's getting close to a secret 12 buy signal. So look at the euro yen, not much there. Look at the pound Swiss, not much there. Here's a look at the New Zealand dollar, not much there. All right, so intraday action for the week, or intra-week action, let's say. 30-minute candles for the euro dollar for the week. Started the week flat from the open on Sunday from Friday's close. And then, total range for the week was about 270 pips. And we had a couple days of some decent moves. Part of it was Yellen speaking on Tuesday, but, except for maybe Wednesday, I think was probably the slowest day in there. Decent overall range, decent move there. Here's the pound dollar where we had more like 380 pips of range. Big move Monday, big move Tuesday. Wednesday kind of flattened back and forth. Thursday, Friday we came back. We almost had 150 pip winner on Friday and got stopped out by a few pips overnight. Benefits of staying awake overnight in Forex to put that trade back in and capture those pips, or get your automated setups so that they do it for you. At any rate, we had plenty of other winners for the week. Here's a look at the economic data to start the week. Let's see what we got. Sunday night, monetary base out of Japan, China on bank holiday, Australia, MI inflation gauge, building approvals, retail sales. Going into Monday, Spanish unemployment, Centex investor confidence out of Europe, construction PMI out of the UK. The unemployment rate out of the European sector, along with their PPI, factory orders here in the U.S., labor market conditions here in the U.S., Australia's AIG Services Index, cash earnings average from Japan, ANZ commodity prices from New Zealand, trade balance out of Australia, 10-year bond auction out of Japan. All right. Australia gets their Bank of Australia rate announcements at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. German factory orders, Spanish and Italian and French and German, and the broad European and UK services PMI numbers all in a row, like every 10 to 15 minutes, 5 minutes in some cases. I'll just do them all at once. FBC meeting minutes out of the UK, retail sales out of Europe. Big one, trade balance out of both US and Canada at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. So that's one of our big three each month. We'll be half size overnight ahead of that. Final services PMI data here in the U.S. Non-manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings, IBD tip, economic optimism number, New Zealand's GDT price index, Caxton services PMI out of China, leading indicators, this is going into Wednesday, out of Japan, German industrial production, retail PMI out of Europe, housing equity withdrawal out of the UK, IV PMI out of Canada, our weekly crude oil inventories here in the US. There's a couple of, there's a speech from a Fed member. Also, the minutes of the last Fed meeting from last week come out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That can move the market. We won't be in anything usually at that time. Australia's AIG Construction Index going into Thursday. French trade balance. Switzerland's foreign currency reserves. Halifax HBI out of the UK. French 10-year bond auction. UK 10-year bond auction. Minutes from the last ECB meeting come out. Building permits out of Canada. The weekly unemployment claims here in the U.S. Natty gas consumer credit here in the U.S. Fed Chair Yellen speaking. Current account out of Japan going into Friday. Japan consumer confidence, Switzerland's unemployment rate, German trade balance. Japan's got their economy watcher sentiment. French government budget balance and industrial production, CPI out of Switzerland. Manufacturing production, the goods trade balance, and industrial production out of the UK. Housing starts, unemployment rate out of Canada. The wholesale inventory is here in the US. So Tuesday's the big number with the trade balance. The rest of the week is fairly straightforward. There's enough data to keep us moving, hopefully. And we'll see what we get. Nothing else much to focus on. Just a straight-up trading time of year as we head into tax day here in the U.S. which is 2 weeks off at this point. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Feel free to stop by, and we will hopefully see you in the lab. Have a great trading week.